Ken, thank you for joining us. Now, despite the geographical distance between Africa, Russia and the Ukraine, there are important ties between them. What impact is this invasion likely to have on African households, and which sectors are likely to be affected?
Many thanks, Beatrice. Indeed, the world has become far more interconnected now than ever, and the Russia-Ukraine crisis will be felt in Africa and beyond. I think number one, it will be felt on the fuel side, where we are seeing global fuel prices going the highest ever since 2008. Number two, we are seeing areas of wheat supply. Countries such as Kenya and many countries in sub-Saharan Africa import quite a bit of wheat from Russia and in that region. So we might see wheat products going up. But overall global supply chains, whether you're talking of manufactured goods, many of them depend on global energy. So the more disruption we see, whether it's the cost of fertilizer, all those will be felt by households in Africa.
So what lessons, though, do you think Africa can learn from the ongoing Russia-Ukraine conflict?
I think number one is the world has changed. Primarily, we used to look at geopolitics from a US-China perspective. In a sense, we call that the bilateral relationship of our lifetime. But the world has become multipolar, and we are seeing emerging powers in Russia, Brazil, India, China. So the world has much more bigger superpowers coming up, and our politics, our economics, our geopolitics has to reflect that changing architecture of the global system. And number two is the fact that given how interconnected we are, we need to start segmenting globalization in the sense that there's some areas such as food and food security that African countries have to be resilient on. It's well and good to import cars and mobile phones, but when it comes to things of wheat and maize, it's important that African countries start developing their domestic resilience, because in the event of a crisis, whether it's a war, whether it's COVID-19 pandemic, these segments tend to be hard-driven. So I think the future will be globalization, but what I call enlightened globalization, where we still maintain parts of food security within the continent.